Hey everyone, it's Jessica, owner and dyer of Jadawoo Designs, here with the first edition of Secret Confessions of an Indie Dyer. Now I really wanted to do it with the flashlight under my chin like this, but my daughter was like, Mom, no, that's super corny. But you may see that happen in an episode in the future. But Secret Confessions of an Indie Dyer is really just a way for me to share my journey, my experience as a dyer, my experiences as a business owner, my experiences as a maker with all of you. And hopefully it inspires you, it makes you want to create, it shows you some pitfalls to avoid, and even bigger than that, it gives you the opportunity to know me better. So here we are, Secret Confessions of an Indie Dyer Volume 1. So the secret I'm going to share with you this week is how Jadawoo Designs even came to be. And this wrap that I'm wearing is a huge part of that inspiration. So this design was created by Sherry Clark. It's the Which Came First wrap, a pattern that came with the 2020 Rose City yarn crawl. During the crawl, I fell in love with the pattern and I was searching out the perfect colorways to make it with and stumbled upon this gray and this variegated by Life in the Long Grass, a dyer out of the Irish Hills. If you are not familiar, please go seek them out and check out the work that they're doing. Their colorways are absolutely spectacular. I went home from the yarn crawl without the third color. At the time, I thought I was gonna do a green and didn't even worry about it. You know, I figured I could find a green anywhere because I hadn't found what's spoken to me. Got home and literally days later, everything shut down due to COVID. So the ability to take the two colorways I selected, go in store and search for the perfect color was removed. So I spent some time looking at the colors that I'd selected, really looking at what color did I want to pick out, and decided I want to pull out that purple. So I went online and looked at countless numbers of purples. If you ask me, it felt like thousands. I know that's an exaggeration, but I looked at a lot of different colors before I found this one. During that experience, I realized how many purples were out there, and I haven't even seen the beginning of all of them. And that got me really thinking about all of the room there was for more. If there was hundreds of purples out there, why couldn't there be another one? That also caused me to reflect on my yarn crawl experience from the year before. I took my husband and there was a little convincing that had to happen. It was his first yarn crawl experience. We were going to visit 13 yarn stores in 24 hours, and I bribed him by saying that I was going to find the perfect red and black variegated so that I could knit him a hat to match his 49er gear. That really was my intention, you guys, I promise. But I didn't find it. And it wasn't for lack of effort. I just didn't find exactly what I was looking for. And so those two experiences caused me to realize that there was space out there for more colorways. There was space out there for more indie dyers. And so that idea kind of rolled around in the back of my head for a while. But it made me want to see if I could dye yarns. So at that point, the idea behind starting my own yarn dyeing business wasn't even a thing. I just wanted to see if I could play with colorways. And I bought a solar dyeing kit, and it was horrific. Not the kit, the product. So I bought this solar yarn kit. I had this little mason jar that I shoved an undyed skein in. There was some dandelion leaves on the bottom, some rose petals on the top. I think I did it maybe mid-April when it was still rainy. I don't know what I was thinking. Honestly, I was just really excited to try it. I was like, oh, it's gonna be great. It wasn't, but it did prompt me to want to try a different way to dye because I enjoyed the process. I loved watching the colors try to come to life. I love the idea of producing my own yarn colorways and being able to make with them. So I went online and looked for undyed yarns and decided I wanted to give acid dyes a try. And I purchased teal and turquoise and dyed those up and learned that I loved the process. I've always loved science and chemical reactions, and I've always loved art in some form or another. And so the idea of bringing the two together was incredible. And so I dyed those colorways and realized I want to dye more. I shared what I dyed with some coworkers and decided I think I want to see what I can do with this. So I started dyeing more and put my product on Etsy and decided, nope, I'm really going to give it a go, and started Jadawoo Designs. Stay tuned for a next episode of Secret Confessions of an Indie Dyer to learn where the name came from and a little bit about the experience of truly starting my yarn dyeing business. Thank you all for joining me for episode 1, and I can't wait to see you again. Take care.